So, hey everyone, and welcome to the latest installment of Undistanced. I'm Daniel McGarry, I'm the features editor at Gate Times, and today we're going to be joined by the lovely Aurora. I'm sure you're all very excited. For those of you who are new to this, Undistanced is our way of trying to bring people together during self-isolation and social distancing. We know it's a really hard time for everyone at the moment, so we're just trying to lift your spirits and bring some of your favourite people to your screens for performances, discussions. We even have a virtual gallery coming later this week, so there's plenty to look forward to. But of course today you're here for Aurora, so I'm going to try and add her to the chat. Here we go. Just waiting for it to pick up. Hey!
Hey!
How are you doing?
I am very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. How are you coping with social distancing and self-isolation at the moment?
Well, I am a natural talent of loneliness. I love being in my house, or like I love being alone. So I'm quite fortunate in times like these. I'm an introvert, and I worry a lot for my extrovert friends. But
Yeah, same.
I am good personally.
But
And you?
yeah, I'm doing great. I'm kind of in between introvert and extrovert, so I think some days are good, some days not so good, but I'm getting through it. It's fine. You know, I think everyone's struggling in some ways, so we just gotta get through it together, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us as well. We're really glad to have you. So I originally planned a load of questions that I was going to ask you, but then we decided to ask some fans if they wanted to send their questions in, and we thought we might get, 20, 30 questions. We got literally thousands of questions from your fans. So I spent about an hour going through, choosing out all the best ones. We're going to just throw my questions out the door, and we're going to go straight to your fan questions. So are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, so first of all, at sweetie.aurori wants to know, what do you think about owls?
What about?
Owls, the birds.
Oh, I really like them. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, positive, thumbs up.
good. Okay, at underscore Sabrina Rosalie wants to know, what species of cat would you be if you could be a cat?
Well, I've always felt like I would be like just a black cat.
Mhm.
That's what I feel internally that I would be. The cat that kind of crosses the road, and some people think it's bad luck and some people think it's good luck. Because I love black cats, they're my favorites. I think it's because of the history, because people think about bad luck when they see them. So I really love black cats, and I would love to have one. It would complete my witchness.
Yeah, I can see you were a black cat. Okay, at our underscore calf wants to know what your favorite type of tea is if you drink tea.
Oh, yes. Okay, I drink a lot of tea. So I have this whole tea a cabinet with just like a lot of
Oh, wow.
tea. Like I have a lot of tea, and also in my kitchen I have a lot of tea. I love herbal. Do you say the H?
Yeah, herbal.
Herbal tea. I really like herbal tea. Anything that kind of tastes. Oh no, I love all kinds of tea. I love lavender tea.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's good.
that's so good.
I'm big on lavender. Lavender for baths and lavender for helping you sleep at night. I always use it.
Me too.
Great. Okay. At LEH underscore says, describe a new song you're working on in 3 words.
Oh, sneaky. Well, I would say it's quite grand, but in a heartfelt way and different.
Okay.
Aurora
Grand,
wise,
heartfelt, and different.
it's a very. I'm heading into a different chapter now.
Okay. Sounds good. At Apple Pie Aurora asks, if you could live in a video game, which one would you choose?
Well, Skyrim maybe.
Okay.
Because I love playing, or I've played a lot of Skyrim in my life, but then I guess being a woman back then mustn't have been that much fun. I would have been burned on the fire.
Yeah.
So maybe,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah, I don't know. Minecraft. I would love to live
Minecraft.
in
Okay,
because I love playing Minecraft as well.
that's cool.
It,
Um,
it it would be so fun to say like I would live in Sims because that's
yeah.
just normal. That's
Yes,
what
just
we are
normal.
already.
Well, you could build your dream house. That would be cool.
Yes, yes, it would be cool. It would
Hmm.
be cool.
Okay, at Rebecca Zamek says, can you please describe a special daydream from your childhood that took you to another world?
Oh, yes, I remember one time because in Norway it can be quite cold and it can snow quite a lot in the winter. And I was like an hour away from my house into the forest, and it was in really deep snow. And I was wearing this really big snowsuit that makes every movement feel very heavy, and it feels like you're twice as heavy as you are, and it's just so hard to move. And then I fell down this little hill, and then I fell into the snow. So it was kind of a snow angel, but like
How
half a
cute.
meter half a meter down in the snow. So I was surrounded by walls of snow around me, and I felt like a ginger man, like a cut. Um, and then I remember I felt very surreal when I was down there in the snow because it felt like I think it was I was around 8 years old, and it was the first time I got the feeling of, I don't know why, it doesn't really make sense, but I got a feeling of a bigger picture because I was just lying there and I was looking. I could only see the sky. It was night, and in the winter the stars are really clear, and you can see all the stars from where I lived, at least, because there's no lights there. And it was just I felt like I was dreaming about the universe and the size of the planet and the size of the universe, and
Yeah.
how small I was. And even now in the snow, I felt like an ant in grass. That for us is so, I don't know. It's just all the things about how small some things are and how big.
Yeah.
I had a really like big philosophical
Philosophical.
thank you
Think-
moment for myself, and I really remember it. Maybe it's not a daydream, but it's a mindful experience that I remember quite strongly.
How cute. Okay. At Helena.687 wants to know what you're watching at the moment.
Oh, well, I just finished a TV show on Netflix that was called Lock and Key. Because I really like fantasy stuff and sci-fi stuff, and that was just a really like magical show about magical keys, and I thought it was quite fun. And I've also seen the Unorthodox, about the strict Jewish, or one strict Jewish environment in New York. And one young lady who escaped from there. Is very interesting. It's based on a true story.
Wow.
I would recommend.
Yeah, definitely. I'll check it out. At Aurora Memes 123 wants to know, if you could be a Star Wars character, who would it be?
I often resonate a lot with C-3PO.
Okay.
Or maybe an Ewok.
Okay. Why is that?
I don't know. I like the fact that the Ewoks, they live in the forest, and I like that because I'm like a small version of a human, and the Ewoks, they're not. But for other people that wouldn't know the Star Wars movie that much, they would kind of, you could imagine that the Ewoks are just like a small version of the Wookiees. They look kind of the same, but they're different. I feel like the same with people. But then I wouldn't mind being Han Solo either.
Okay. Cool. Good choices. A lot of variety there. Okay. At Justin Nakosiara, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, wants to know what one thing you would do if you knew you'd never fail at it.
Maybe flying.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I would love to be able to fly.
Yeah.
But it's not as exciting when you know that you can't fail, though.
That's true.
But I guess when it comes to flying, it's a good thing to
Yeah,
have
yeah,
and to be
yeah,
reassured that you won't
yeah,
fail. But
for
yeah,
sure.
because with other things in life, I like the gamble, the feeling of gambling.
Sure.
Yes.
At Anto_Retu asks, how would you describe yourself in 3 words?
I'm very emotional, or like I'm very openly emotional. Open, emotional, and small.
Cool. Open, emotional, and small.
Yes.
Um, at Ed Rakel wants to know who your biggest inspiration is.
Well, actually, it's kind of back to Star Wars again. I love a really big inspiration for me through my whole childhood was Leia Skywalker,
Okay.
um, or Princess Leia, because she always talks about hope and light and those good things. And she's a princess, but she's also like the leader of the rebellion, and she's strong and clever.
Yeah.
And she kisses her brother. I don't have to do that, but I like I really like her as a character and a
Yeah.
woman. Yeah, I'm a
Yeah,
big
for
fan
sure.
of her.
She's a huge gay icon as well, I know.
Mm.
At _Toru says, this is quite a serious question. I need tips to come out to my parents. Aurora, can you guide me?
Oh, well, I think in life it's always best, no matter what happens, it's always best to stay true to who you are, and who you are is always perfect, because there's a reason why you exist and why you became exactly the way you became. And I think to have a chance at happiness and a chance at truly, understanding yourself and loving yourself, it's good to come out to the world and to your close ones as who you are. And that can be scary, but I think it's worth it, and that you should do it mostly for yourself, because this is your life and your heart, and no matter what happens, you'll have the rest of your life to to have a privilege to fall in love and to be accepted by a partner, to live a whole life with 100 people or one special. It's this whole gift that we have that no one can take away from us. But I don't know. I wouldn't. It's, oh, you must be nervous. I can understand. I think I always try to think that when people, if they act understanding, as they should, because I think they will if they understand, the progress of the world and how things are in the modern society, and if they truly love you for who you are, which I know they do. But I know also that when people are afraid, when people don't understand something, they can act in anger, even though that's not really the feeling they are feeling. But sometimes we act in the present, we act different, we act irrational, just because we don't understand quite what to say. So if they react to it in an irrational way that hurts you, I would try to give them time, but to not let them decide because no one can decide our happiness. We just have to love ourselves and be who we are. And we have a heart. Like, love is the only pure thing that people have in the whole history of war and racism and all the mistakes we've made. We have one pure thing, and that's love. And I'm really happy and proud of you, whatever happens, for daring to stand up for your heart and to say it out loud, because I know no matter, or I hope no matter what happens, it will feel good, because you deserve to feel good. I don't know what more to say, but I wish you the best of luck, and I hope that as fast as possible, or with time, that everything sorts out, that everything turns out to be good for you. Yeah, but good luck.
That was really lovely advice.
It's the best I can do, because it's such an individual thing, you know.
Of course.
But no matter what happens, we like that. There's always a place where we can feel understood, where there are people like us. So if we are in a place right now where people aren't really understanding us, we just have to find those people. Because there is a place for all of us out there, and a community and a circle of love, you know, no matter what happens. But yeah, it's a tough world sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. I just like to point out, I'm seeing a lot of people saying Brazil loves you, so I just want to throw that out there. Okay, at Gabsy12345 says, your haircut keeps evolving, which I love. What inspired you to cut it into such a unique look?
Well, first of all, I was just tired of it, of having long hair, because you have to comb it. Yeah, that's mainly it. I don't have to comb, and I like to not take care of my hair so much. I'm very bad at taking care of my hair. So I cut it short. I've always had it short my whole life because it's easy to take care of, and it just became my thing. But it wasn't really intentional. But then I took care of these because I like to have the braids in the front, and also later I also realized quite a while after that I think I'm more inspired by anime than I realized, because I really watch a lot of anime, and I think that's why for me this didn't seem so strange or new even. It just felt like you know, if you watch anime, you would see this hairdo definitely on some character.
For sure.
Yeah, so I'm just really inspired by anime, and jellyfishes also.
Jellyfish.
I love jellyfish.
Yeah, we had a lot of people asking what your favorite anime is, actually.
Oh, well, I love Sailor Moon, and I love a lot of the Ghibli movies.
Same.
Especially like Kiki's Delivery Service or Spirited Away. Never watch Grave of the Fireflies. Just never watch it.
It's so sad.
It's emotional abuse. It's so sad. But yeah, I love, and I've watched like Blue Exorcist or Bleach, or A Death Note, and all of those. Like I love all of them. I just love anime.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, at Spicy_Tarantino World wants to know, how much does it mean to you to support and join the LGBTQ community?
Oh, more than anything. I have had a relationship with a woman quite a long time ago. So myself, I am a part of the community, because my heart doesn't really go by gender. It goes by love, you know, by personality, and so it's really important for me. I'm so passionate about it. It's just because for me it makes no sense to be against love, and it's a bit mean, but you could almost like, I almost catch myself laughing at the people trying to fight against love, because no matter how hard they try, they will lose.
Yeah.
What's the point in even trying to pick up a fight with love? It will exist forever. You know, it's such a basic thing, and I don't understand why some places in the world haven't caught up with the heart yet. It doesn't make sense to me. So it's really important for me like I know for all of you, to speak out loudly for love, because it's, you know, as I said just now before, love is like the one thing we have that's just pure, and that's just good. And I just, it's just the one thing we have that's good and completely selfless and beautiful.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
I want there to be as much of it as possible, because then the world will be a better place. So it's an obvious thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's so lovely to see that your fan base is so accepting and inclusive as well. Probably the most I've seen from any fan base, really. So that's really nice.
They are really beautiful people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
they restore my faith in humankind every day.
Yeah, that's so sweet. Okay, at After Peace Restores asks, if you could travel in time, which year would you visit and why?
Oh, well, it depends. Am I a woman? Well, am I? And
You
am
can
I part of
be
the LGBT?
whatever you want to be.
Well, I guess because you forget sometimes how badly like people have been treated during history. But if we look away from that, I think I would have loved to. I would have loved to maybe go back to when Caesar was alive.
Okay.
And stop them from adding chicken into the salad they named after him. I know that the salad didn't come before later, but I would love to go to the Roman Empire.
Yeah.
And just see if it was beautiful or savage, ugly, and greedy. I don't know, but I would love to see how it was.
Yeah, I feel like it might have been both.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Okay, there's a lot of questions about animals. At Kaylee SCI asks, if you could be a fish, would you?
Well, I've often thought about that. If you're an animal in your next life, or if you can choose even what creature to be in your next life, you know? I thought, if I die in this life as a human, and I decide that I want to try to be a fish in my next life, then it kind of terrifies me, because the fish, when I'm a fish, I won't be able to have the imagination to be anything other than a fish.
That's true.
So then I'm stuck being fish for all eternity, for all lives, for the rest of existence. And I don't know if I can handle that. You know?
Yeah. I mean, if you were a fish, I suppose you wouldn't be able to think enough to realize that you couldn't be anything else. So maybe you would mind.
And you would just, yeah, that's true. But it would be such a waste of, or would it? Maybe not. But you have a point. But it really scares me to be that, you know, that you can never be anything more.
Yeah, for sure.
Once you become a fish. Like I've had this train of thought before. But anyway, fish, I would love to be a seahorse, if that's because they can change gender, and that's really cool.
That is really cool. Yeah, that's a good option.
Yeah.
Okay, at Beer Loves Stars says, I really love Soft Universe. Where did the inspiration for that song come from?
It actually came from, what did it come from? Soft, make for me a soft universe. I think, oh, yes. It actually has to do with love, or the fight for love, amongst other things. But it started as, I was sitting in my room, I think, in my old childhood room, and I was thinking about people fighting for what they believe in, people going in protests for equal rights, for, you know, female rights, or the right to love, or, you know, whatever we fight for. I was imagining people trying to stand up for what's good and going in protest together to fight for a better world. And that's kind of them. I have these sounds in the end of the song that sounds that are really hard, and that's kind of in my head. That's the kind of backfire. They're being fired at by armed people. So it's kind of dark, but that's kind of why I added the hard ending, because you know, so many times the world has fought back with weapons when people only fought with words.
Yeah.
And something they believed in, and it's so unfair. And so that's the main inspiration behind it, that people, you know, speak to me with love in your words and make for me a soft universe. You know, help us make the world a better place to exist in. So that's where it all started. That's the seed of the whole song.
That. Okay, at Drea Verja wants to know, what do you do when you can't fall asleep at night?
Oh.
Aurora, are you there? I think the connection's gone. Try and invite Aurora again. Just bear with me 1 second. Sorry everyone, I'm not sure what happened. Someone said the mothership took her. Yeah, that sounds correct. Okay, we're back. Should be. There we go.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. What happened?
I think I hit the. I pressed like on the X in the top, so I just cancelled myself out, and I answered the whole question with no one with no one watching. I'm such a boomer. Sometimes my fans call me boomer because I'm really bad with technology.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just pressed myself out like the exit. So
it's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
We're back now. That's what matters. Okay. Do you want to carry on to the question? The question was, what do you do when you can't fall asleep at night?
Yes, because I really want to answer that question, and I have already when none of you were here, when I was alone talking just to an empty phone. But I can never fall asleep. I really envy the people that can fall asleep in like 10 minutes or something. It always takes me at least 2 hours, maybe more, to fall asleep, because my head is just, or it goes up and down. But if I'm in a creative state of being, or like in a creative phase, it always takes me so long to sleep, and I'm always in a creative phase because I'm always thinking about music or videos, or you know, and visual. You know, there are so much to do and to create, and I just get really filled up with things. So it's kind of positive, because at least I'm filled with something good. Because sometimes you just end up lying in your bed thinking about, you know, death and really scary things, and you just end up in this hole.
I've been there.
Yeah, so that's one of the bad. But I'm it's not so bad when I'm just thinking about fun things. But sometimes you fall into that hole, as you know. But I've learned I use the lavender a lot. And I also drink lavender tea, but really little, so you don't have to pee in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Tea makes you pee. So I try to drink just a little bit of tea, and then I lay in my bed on my back always, because that's best for your spine and your organs to lie on your back. And then I've learned to breathe in for 3 seconds and breathe out for 3 seconds, 3 times in a row. And then I breathe in for 7 seconds and then out for 7 seconds. And I do that a few times. And I think the oxygen, something makes me more tired. Something makes my head a bit more tired. So it really helps with some breathing exercises. I would recommend searching it up online. Just I don't trust myself as a source, but that really helped me to fall asleep easier. Those breathing exercises. Just a search for like breathing exercises to fall asleep, and you'll find them.
Okay, cool. I might try that tonight, actually. I've noticed everyone in the comments is now calling you Boomer, so you brought that up now.
Yeah, but I am a boomer in so many ways.
Okay. At Naran Jayan Pai wants to know which other artists you've been listening to lately.
It's actually really embarrassing because I hate listening to music. And it's awful. I know it's awful because that's
surprising.
I know that's what my whole work is, to make people listen to my music, but I can't stand listen to music because it becomes noise. I love it when it's quiet. So last time I listened to music, it was in Christmas time, when I listened to Christmas music in the house, because Christmas music is always welcome in my crib. But I don't listen to music actually. And sometimes my sister puts on music when I'm with her, and I always have to make her take it off, or she has to listen with headphones.
Yeah.
I think it's because I write music all the time, and I play music all the time, and when I'm in the studio for like 18 hours a day, there's music all the time. So I do understand why, and I don't want to fill my head with other I just want to find, I'm filming what's there.
Yeah.
So I don't want to listen to what's out there. I want to just find, I don't know, I feel like it ruins for something. I can't really explain it. But I like listening to Enya when I fly.
Okay.
Because the planes are horrible. I hate planes and I hate flying.
They're
ruining the world, and they're also horrible. But when I have to fly, I listen to Enya because the engine makes so much noise, and it's really annoying.
I bet that's really relaxing to listen to on the plane.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And yeah, I recommend also for gaming music and for when you read fantasy books.
Okay. Yeah, I can imagine that'd be good. Yeah. It's interesting that you've explained why you don't like listening to music. It makes a lot of sense. If that's your job, if that's your career, that's what you do for a living. Of course, maybe then you need some time away from it all. That makes sense.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Thanks.
Yeah. At I Heart Aurora wants to know: are you wearing shoes right now?
No. Here's that.
Okay. At Alyssa R. Moses asks, did you ever have a coming out story?
No, I didn't really. It just, for me, it kind of happened when I was having a casual interview with a sneaky paper from Norway. They're really sneaky. They love the sneaky stuff. And then they just wrote about it. So it just came out in the paper. So I didn't really have much to say in it.
Yeah.
But it was fine for me because I think I'm lucky because I was in a position with such loving fans telling me every day that I'm loved, and I already have this blanket of trust and love around me from all of you people, and so it's easy for me. I was in a lucky position. And my parents are really understanding, and they just want all of their daughters to be happy. I'm one of the lucky ones, so
Yeah.
I have nothing to say almost on the matter. But yeah, it just came out in the paper for the whole of Norway to
Yeah.
about.
I mean, it's a shame the way it happened, but it's good that you are okay with that and that
Yeah,
you're accepted. That's really good to hear.
yeah, I was unlucky but lucky, you know, because it felt okay when it didn't really matter, because I love love, and I was in a good position because I feel strong, which is important, you
Yeah.
know. So it's good.
Yeah.
It was
Good to hear. But I think we have time for two more questions.
okay.
Okay, At Their Mythical Land asks, what is your
Yeah.
favorite song you've made, and what is your least favorite song you've made?
All of my fans are now waiting to hear like Conqueror. No, I like Conqueror because it's a very happy song. It's not that I don't like it. It's just that it was not the deepest song that I have, and I love when songs are so deep they could make a hole into your body. You die of pain and happiness because they're so lovely. But I think my most favorite song must be the one I wrote 3 weeks ago,
Okay.
and you will hear it eventually.
Okay. Do we know when we'll hear it?
Sooner than you think,
Sooner than
but
you think.
later than you hope.
Okay.
Mm.
That's gonna keep your fans guessing. Okay, finally, at Ayla_Rogers wants to know what advice you would give to your younger self.
Oh, I think I've had a good life because I grew up in Norway, you know, with good parents and a good family and blah blah blah. So I know that I've been lucky in life, and I've had little to complain about, even though I have experienced my fair share of things. But I know that, when I first became an artist when I was 16, and I was signed by my management then, and then it kind of happened quite fast, and I was quite young, and I think I would have said to myself that it's good to make sure that you're ready that you're ready for the whole world when you decide to step into that world of, I'm not famous, but I'm still recognized sometimes, and I don't mind it because people are incredibly nice to me, incredibly nice, but it's also strange because I'm quite a shy person. And I think I would have kind of, if I could tell myself what would happen if I, because I quit school and I became an artist full time when I was 16. So I think I would have just told myself that it's going to be also tough, and it's going to be, you can't really go back and hide again once you've shown your face out there, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I don't regret anything now, because I'm loving to have a voice and to be connected to all these people around the world, and I feel like they're my family now. I feel like you are my family, because this has been so nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, and to not, and people called me weird a lot in my young days, because I'm very emotional. I'm very open, which is very strange for Norway, because in Norway we are very strict and closed. So people in Norway especially, I think that's mostly where they call me weird. They don't call me weird in so many other countries as they do in Norway, because I'm just different here. But it's not really special to be open. If you look out in the world, there are so many people just like me. But yeah, I thought for a long time that I was really strange, but I didn't really mind. I didn't mind it, but I would have said to myself that it's not a weakness to be overly sensitive or emotional, or to be fragile, because you can also be very strong even though you're fragile, and to be tough even though you cry easily, and to be brave even though you're shy.
Absolutely, I agree. Okay, I lied. I have one final question. This question is for me. So I want to end on a positive note. Do you have any advice or a message of hope for anyone at home who's finding it difficult to get through this time? Maybe they have anxiety or depression and they're struggling with staying indoors and not seeing their family. What's your advice or message of hope for them?
Oh my God. Yeah, I spend a lot of time thinking about the people that are going through a really, really tough time. And I know especially if you have like people with mental issues, people that are already struggling in life, isolation on top of that can be so tough and so heartbreaking. And when you are in pain, you already feel isolated from before. And I guess I would have said, take one day at a time. Take one day at a time. And try to not feel guilty for not accomplishing anything. Don't feel like you're strange if your friends, they don't really care about it, but you are anxious and scared and sad, because people react to things like this so differently. Some people are terrified. Some people have lost a grandmother or a grandfather. Some people are in danger of becoming really sick, even though most of us are not. So people are going through these times so differently, and that's completely fine. So never blame yourself for reacting to it differently than the people around you. That's okay. And then, yeah, just take one day at a time. Be kind to yourself. And I would try to at least open your window for a few minutes every day to get some new air, to get some connection with the outside world. If you can't really go for a walk, and if you don't feel like it, either just try to go for a 20-minute or 10-minute walk every day. I try to do that because it helps my head. But at least open your window every day, at least once, just to get new air. It's so important. And yeah, I know that many are in financial problems also on top of this. And I would just hopefully with time, as it always does, things tend to be okay. You know, eventually it will take time for the world to go back to normal, but we'll get there one day at a time, minute for minute, second for second. There's no other way. And even just call someone else that you know are also feeling isolated. Call each other, listen to music, watch movies, read books, clean your house, take long showers if you have hot water. And just, I don't know, just be good to yourself. I know that it won't stay like this forever. It's not eternal. It's just for a little while. And we learn good things about ourselves through times of this, because we realize that we can get through these things, you know, which is incredible to actually learn that you're stronger than you thought. So yeah, we'll go through it. It's not forever.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's really great advice. Taking it day by day is how I'm dealing with it. Just
me too.
Don't think about the future. Don't think about what's to come. Just get through the here and now, and then If
you're in bed by the end of the day and you're alive, it's officially a successful day, and you're officially successful as a human being. That's basically all that we need to do.
Yeah, I like that. Awesome. That is everything we've got time for, but thank you so much for joining us. It's been lovely.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Stay safe.
Stay safe.
Bye.